is chaos. Its corrupting, changing taint despoils all before it. Only the strongest will endure.
Hello and welcome to another Total War Warhammer guide. Today we are looking at Archaon. I never know how to pronounce these bloody Chaos names. Archaon, I never played Chaos on the tabletop game. The Everchosen and his faithful steed with fiery eyes. This guy is an absolute monster. You can have him on foot as well, but I thought I'd, choose his little buddy. You don't want to go alone if you don't have to. So, he is a hybrid character, I'd call him. He is a spellcaster. He's a sorcerer in himself. He is also a melee expert. So he's a spell. So you can use him as an artillery piece. He's got a crap ton of spells that we'll go through shortly, and then we'll see some in battle. But you can also get stuck in. He's got almost 4,000 hit points. He's armoured and shielded, meaning that he won't take damage unless it's armour piercing, and he also will take less damage from missiles. He's got 115 armour, which is spectacular. 80 leadership. 66 speed, not the quickest horse in the world. I guess fire might have to slow down a bit. You don't want to go out, I suppose. If you run too fast, your fire might go out. So I suppose you can't go too fast. He's got 70 attack damage and melee defense is 60. He does 480 damage, which is just massive, and 90 charge bonus, which is just huge. So he has missile resistance 15%, as all characters do. He also causes fear. It's a fiery warhorse, for Christ's sake. He also can encourage troops around him, like all sort of the generals of the army can, hide in the forest. He's also a strider, so he can ignore terrain. So up sort of tight hills and stuff, he doesn't slow down. He just ignores terrain because he's this fiery warhorse, just don't care. He's immune to psychology because you would be. Look at him. So the spells he's got. First off is a passive that gives plus 12 flame weakness to everybody, which is really good because he does fire damage and he has fire spells. He's basically a fire wizard on a horse with a sword and a shield. So, much like the fire wizard, he has the same batch of spells. He's got the fireball, classic spell, and basically the fireball does a big fireball that lands on the ground and kills large units. This is best thrown into like the large main battle line. It does a decent amount of damage to a large unit. Also, Flamestorm is a Vortex spell, pops up out of the ground, does a load of damage, disrupts, more importantly, the units around it. They get sucked in, thrown about all over the place. It lasts for 27 seconds. It does move randomly after that, so you need to be careful of not casting it too close to your own lines because it can come back and eat your own face. Next up, we got the Cascading Fire Cloak, which is a augment spell that casts on an ally within 200 meters and gives them melee defense and lots of armor piercing. So if you've got a unit that doesn't have armor piercing up against a heavily armored troop, this is give them a cheeky little buff, help them on their way. Next up, he's got the Flaming Sword of Ruin. He's kind of already got it. It's in his hand. But this is for your allies. So you can cast it on the ground or you can cast it on an ally, and it affects all of your units within 30 meters. And it basically gives them magic damage and fire damage and plus 22% on both. So it's nice to have a spell that helps improve missile damage, although there's not the most... Chaos doesn't have very many missile troops at all, but still useful. Next up, we've got Piercing Bolts of Burning. This is another bombardment spell that lasts for 9 seconds. Cast it on the ground, 200 meters away, and is very good against units. So this and the Fireball... When you've got that, before the two main battle lines meet, you want to cast a Fireball and this Bolts of Burning just to weaken the enemy, do some damage, send them all out of formation because they're going to be running about and scarpering, so that's very useful for that. He's also got the Burning Head, which is another Vortex spells. What the good thing is, but any unit hit also gets -8 leadership because they've been burnt. Burnt crispy. So very, very useful. He's also got the standard sort of general spells, which is Deadly Onslaught, which is as if he needs a charge bonus, but this gives him plus 18% charge bonus and more armor piercing and vigor. He doesn't actually have armor piercing, which is interesting. He's got the Foe Seeker. Mind you, he does magic damage, so it's not quite as important. Foe Seeker, which is another charge bonus, speed and vigor. And obviously the Stand or Die, which augments all the troops around you in a 40-meter radius, so it's really good if you're sitting on the main battle line. So we're going to see him in combat, but we're also going to talk about how you'd actually use him in a fight. So we've got some poor unsuspecting spearmen here that we're going to go and say hello to. So the way I'd use him in a fight, I'd have him leading your army, basically. I wouldn't have him sending him off on your own. He's too valuable to go and send, you know, clearing missile units or or archery units or artillery pieces. This guy, use him to soften the enemy with your fireballs and your flame storms and all that sort of stuff to soften the enemy before the enemy lines hit, and send in your main hammer of your troops, your main sort of stock units in the middle, and then once they're connected, I would flank charge with this guy because he's just going to rip through units. Right, let's cast some spells, shall we? Anybody for a fireball? Oh, yeah, that's going to be toasty. Toasty. Roasted spearman. Oh, it's hit both units as well. Oh, that's just rude. So, we're going to go for a Vortex. So you've got to cast on the ground. You've got to predict a little bit more because it takes a few seconds for these spells to cast. So you need to predict where they're going to be. Oh, that was quite a good prediction. It does a crap ton of damage, but if you imagine casting that on an enemy battle line where they've got 10 units and stuff hanging out, the disruption caused would be ridiculous. We go for a burning head. There it is. Say hello to my little burning head. Oh, look, we've almost made these guys lose already. We've routed both units. It's just the hero. I didn't mean to kill you all, sorry. I wanted to see you in combat. Fair play to the Bretonnian Lord. You've made a horrible mistake, mate. Oh, Jesus. He doesn't stand a chance. Oh, he's just... I feel like he's toying with him. Or wandering off on his own accord, one of the two. There's no way that this guy's going to beat him. The Lord is going to die slowly. So... Oh, cheeky. Oh, look, cheeky little fireball while he's in combat. Are they going to run? Fair play to him for coming back and giving it another go, but it's probably a mistake. Right. As I said, the way to use him in a battle is part of your main battle lines. He has those spells that help out his allies as well as doing those massive damage with those artillery shots that he's basically got. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. Let me know if you use this guy in battle and how you enjoy his fiery goodness. Look, he's not even fighting. He's like, yeah, I'm just watching you guys. Yeah, just killing. Please like the video if you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to the channel. We're going to do tons and tons more Warhammer content in the works. Yeah, lots of goodness, lots of unit guides, and then we're going to do some advanced tactics and stuff and battle setups. Thank you very much for joining me, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.